Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the NIV. We are in the book of 2nd Chronicles. We are in chapter 26. Uzziah, king of Judah. Then all the people of Judah took Uzziah, G, also called Azariah, Azariah, who was 16 years old, and made him king in place of his father Amaziah. He was the one who rebuilt Elath and restored it to Judah after Amaziah rested with his fathers. Uzziah was 16 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 52 years. It's a really long time. His mother's name was Jecoliah, Jecoliah. She was from Jerusalem. He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, just as his father Amaziah had done. He sought God during the days of Zechariah, who instructed him in the fear, footnote of A, many Hebrew manuscripts, the Septuagint, that's Greek, the Syriac, which is Syrian, vision of God. Instructed him in the vision of God instead of the fear of God. As long as he sought the Lord, God gave him success. So keep asking us questions, and God will keep answering you. But follow what he tells you to do. Keep out of your ego. He went to war against the Philistines and broke down the walls of Gath, Jabneh, Jabneh, and Ashdod, Ashdod. He then rebuilt towns near Ashdod and elsewhere in Philistine. God helped him against the Philistines and against the Arabs who lived in Gur-Baal, G-U-R, separate word, B-A-A-L, and against the Meunites, M-U-N-I-T-S. The Ammonites brought tribute to Uzziah, and his fame spread as far as the border of Egypt because he had become very powerful. Uzziah built towers in Jerusalem at the corner gate, at the valley gate, and at the angle of the wall, and he fortified them. He also built towers in the desert, dug many cisterns, because he had much livestock in the foothills and in the plain. He had people working his fields and vineyards in the hills and in the fertile lands, for he loved the soil. Uzziah had a well-trained army ready to go out by division according to their numbers, as mustered by Jeiel, Jeiel, the secretary, and Maaseiah, Maaseiah, the officer under the direction of Hananiah, Hananiah, one of the royal officials. The total number of family leaders over fighting men was 2,600. Under their command was an army of 307,500 men trained for war, a powerful force to support the king against his enemies. Uzziah provided shield, spears, helmets, coats of armor, bows, and sling stones for the entire army. So he outfitted them. In Jerusalem, he made machines designed by skillful men for use on the towers and on the corner defenses to shoot arrows and hurl large stones. So he made a catapult and a giant crossbow from top of the towers. His fame spread far and wide, for he was greatly helped until he became powerful. But after Uzziah became powerful, his pride led to his downfall. He was unfaithful to the Lord his God and entered the temple of the Lord to burn incense on the altar of incense. Azariah the priest, with 80 other courageous priests of the Lord, followed him in. They confronted him and said, "It is not right for you, Uzziah, to burn incense to the Lord. That is for the priests, the descendants of Aaron. who have been consecrated to burn incense. Leave the sanctuary, for you have been unfaithful, and you will not be honored by the Lord God. See, they're not supposed to, kings are not supposed to approach the altar. That is only for the Levitical priests. Uzziah, who had a censer in his hand, ready to burn incense, became angry. While he was raging at the priests in their presence before the incense altar in the Lord's temple, leprosy, the Hebrew word for this is various skin disease, not necessarily leprosy like we think of things falling off or whatever. Not necessarily like that kind of leprosy. Leprosy broke out on his forehead. He was yelling and screaming so much he got a rash of some kind. When Azariah, the chief priest, and all other priests looked at him, they saw that he had leprosy on his forehead, so they hurried him out. Indeed, he himself was eager to leave because the Lord had afflicted him. King Uzziah had leprosy until the day he died. He lived in a separate house, or in a house where he was relieved of responsibilities, leprous and excluded from the temple of the Lord. Jotham, his son, was in charge of the palace and governed the people of the land. In the other events of Uzziah's reign from beginning to end are recorded by the prophet Isaiah, son of Amoz, A-M-O-Z. Uzziah rested with his fathers and was buried near them in a field for burial that belonged to kings, for the people said he had leprosy. And Jotham, his son, succeeded him as king. So walking in there and trying to burn incense to the Lord himself made it so he could no longer even be king. He had to be stripped of all power and put over there in his own little house by himself until the day he died. And then even then, he couldn't be buried with the other kings after death because of leprosy. Talk about pride going before the fall, right? The next video is about Jotham, king of Judah. So please join me for the next video, friends.